Really?
Six.
Do you not think that
muscles
sounds
film,
very kind of shallow in terms of the way you look at things? Like, I think it depends on what you need as a person, because your circumstances, your upbringing, your life is going to determine what you need from someone else.
You're right. There's individual differences, but when you survey women and ask them, like from the horse's mouth at large, what they want in a guy, it's money, muscles, frame, game.
What do you mean by frame? Sorry.
Frame is like masculinity, basically.
Like muscles.
And I will say, when you
like
said
muscles.
it's also what you need personally from a woman,
I was going to point onto that.
I've we've all been there where like you meet someone at a time where they need a certain kind of guy. Maybe she's been dumped by some player and she needs a nice guy for a bit. But after those needs have been met, it's money, frames, and games, baby.
I wasn't going to get onto that point. I was going to say, why is it about what you need? Like, I don't think a man goes into a relationship saying, what do I need from a woman? It's like, no, like, what can I provide for her? Yeah. What can our family do together? I promise you, I'm not like, what, if a man says he wants something from you, you would think he's a weirdo. You'd be like, rah, he's like,
well, no, it's
like, why does he want something from me? Like, no, you tell your brethren, if you say, for example, you got a friend where the guy she's constantly paying for, or she's constantly doing the things that you would typically consider a man doing, yeah? You would tell her, you'd be like, later, why are you with that guy? Like, he's trying to take advantage of you. Yeah, you see, there we go. So
I've heard that being said.
Right, so that's what I'm talking about when I say in terms of what you need from him.
But I think I don't know if it's with age, but money genuinely doesn't come into it for me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I will sit here and I'll be honest.
It's cap.
If I met two guys,
exact same guy,
and one said, exact same guy, and one said, do you want to go out on Monday? I'm going to pick you up. And the other one said, do you want to go out on Monday? Yeah, we'll check train times and I'll meet you there. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I probably will go for the one that's going to pick me up.
Right. Yeah. And what if I told you the train guy has 35 million in his bank account? The reason why wait. And the reason why he's not taking car and dropping you is because it's in the garage. Would you still go with the guy that's picking you up in the car?
Yeah. No, I don't know that. I'm confused. Now you've confused me. Stop it.
I'm not confused. You confuse yourself.
Everyone.
Yeah. You don't know what you want.
No, I'm not confused.
I think a man just needs to be able to look after himself.
Yeah, I just feel like you've kind of got your stuff to...
But the point is, if there's guy A and guy B, and one has money and one doesn't, you're telling me you wouldn't pick the guy with money?
If they're exactly the same.
The same.
Yeah, you probably would,
Yeah. I mean,
if they're
that's
exactly
not really
the
a
same.
good comparison. If they're exactly the same, but just one has money. Of course
You're obviously going to pick the one with the money.
Pick the one with money, because then you're not going to put your stuff
But
onto
the point
me.
is that plays into it, where men don't care. Exactly. Men don't care at all about a woman's money. Like, and a lot of times girls will come out and they'll say, oh, I have my own bag, and like think that's attractive to a guy. But it's only attractive to broke men.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, but if you have
damn straight.
If you have the exact same comparison though, and you say to a guy, okay, here's women A and women B who are exactly the same, and the only thing, how would you pick between the two then?
Yeah, with money?
How would you?
It wouldn't be money that comes down to.
So what would it be?
But for us, you're assuming it's a
Actually,
monetary value.
No, I know it is.
Ish, can you answer this question?
Okay, so just rephrase the question for me.
So girl A, girl B, one has money, one doesn't. One makes $500K a year, one makes 45.
But they're exactly the
And
same.
they're exactly
every
the
other way,
same.
yeah.
Money won't. I won't care about money. And the reason why I won't care about money is purely because I'm gonna judge them. Like, let's say girl A, they're exactly the same, but girl A is like hella disrespectful. She doesn't understand what I as a man need. And then girl B, exactly the same, understands what a man needs, is submissive in certain ways that shows me respect and loyalty, which is what I value. I'm picking girl B.
We didn't give those options.
We're saying they're exactly
So then being exactly the same, money doesn't matter.
But can I actually pick up on
I'd probably flip a coin.
Flip a coin and close my eyes.
You said, as a minute ago, you said they don't understand what I need. Now, when I said looking at what you need from a man, you picked up on that and said, why does it matter what the woman needs? And assumed it was a monetary value thing, where I was talking about emotionally and mentally. But when you've said that, nobody said anything.
That's not what I'm talking about. He's talking about in terms the man's needs, in terms of a man's needs. I could fulfill my own needs. When you're coming into a relationship, you're probably coming with university debt. You're probably coming with problems from your ex-relationship. You're probably coming with like past
I'm
issues.
talking about emotional needs.
You're
and mental
holding a
needs,
lot
which
of feelings,
everyone
boy,
has.
for women.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
hold on.
Guys, one at a time. So here's the difference. Emotional needs, you will seek a man to help you with that. Whereas I, as a man, if I've got emotional needs, I will not come to you with those emotional needs. And the reason being is that you as a woman will not understand the struggle that as a man that I go through on a daily basis. So it's very difficult for you to comprehend and give me advice on how to deal with my emotional problems. I, as a man, will probably be best off going to seek advice from other males that I could call friends, maybe counselors in that kind of realm, in order to get advice on how to go about my emotional problems.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
find
think
that
women could do the same,
interesting,
though?
but
I think women, Pearl says it best, women are chemically different on a day-to-day
Every day.
basis. And so the idea that I could say, all right, guys, I'm going through these problems, you may see it from a woman's perspective and you'll go, oh, well, you can do this, this, and this. As a man, if I take that advice, I do those things, I will find the results are not suitable or what I'm looking for. Because you as a woman, women tend to be mollycoddled in today's society. Men, if you do something, you will know about it. Society will tell you that this can't run and you can't do that.
Can I just
Women
say
get
one-
away with everything.
If I just
Literally.
want to say one thing.
Shout out to being
Yeah,
a woman.
yeah. Anytime a guy has a standard, they're shamed for it.
Yeah.
But you
Every
started
single-
off this conversation by saying, don't you think women have too high standards?
They do.
But I just
But
That's
want
why
that contradicts
50%.
what
That's
you
why
just said.
50% of women are single and childless.
to.
But that contradicts exactly what you
How
just
does
said.
it contradict exactly what I said?
Because you just said if men have a standard, they're kind
They're
of
shamed for it.
shamed
Yeah, I'll
for
give you an
it.
example. What happened with the slut shaming? Slut shaming, fat phobic. Where's the equivalent of that for men? They don't exist.
If anything, if I meet anyone and they ever say anything to me and I need a statistic and it's about women and men, I'm phoning Pearl. Pearl has a statistic on everything.
No. Okay,
Literally, it's
you're
amazing.
allowed to have standards as a woman. What we're talking about is too high of a standard, where it only encompasses 20% of men, that standard. If you broaden your standard to include, like, let's say 50%, you would have a higher chance of being in a relationship, correct? Because you have more
Probably,
people.
yeah.
So that's what we're
'Cause you're
talking
more
about.
willing to-
The reason why a lot of you are single is because your standards are too high. Men's standards are not the same. Like the same with the two girls with the money, it doesn't matter for me what she has. More likely I'll take the one with less because the one with more is going to come with complications. She's going to be like, I'm the boss of this stuff. I have the most money. You can't tell me nothing. I'm like, yo, I don't need the stress.
I find it really interesting that you say that because speaking to all of the women that I know who are currently single, the issues that we always have are you go on dates, you put yourself into somebody, you invest your time, and they all seem to have commitment issues. So that's why
Because
we're
you're
not in
dating the
relationships.
20%.
Why?
I promise you, the bottom 80% of guys,
Where
they
are
have,
they?
They have no commitment issues. None.
No, wait, the
They're
man has
they're
commitment.
they're less attractive.
The man has commitment issues.
Yeah.
In my experience, and
But that's what I'm
most women
saying
that
to you,
I've spoken
because
to.
he's not going to tell you, listen, darling, this is your problem, this is a B problem, this is C problem, this is D problem. I'm just going to cut, or I'm going to stay there and not take you seriously. If he's not committing to you, it's because it's something you're not doing or you're not fulfilling for him in terms of what
So
he
it's
wants in a
purely
woman.
the woman's fault if a man's not committed.
If
Okay,
you're
if,
not...
if a girl is asking for, let's say, her asking price is this much, and she says, this is the product, this is what I'm selling, can someone buy it? And nobody buys, something's wrong with the product.
Good to know.
Or the price.
Or the price.
Or the price, yeah, or the price.
Or the buyer.
This is just so
You're
difficult.
basically saying there's no issue with the
all the
fact
women's
that it's so easily accessible to move on to the next person with having social media, with having dating apps now, that hasn't caused an issue in terms of individuals now committing to
is-
relationships.